How are you doing? I hope you're okay. I'm pretty good, apart from I've been having really weird dreams lately, like completely strange, odd. They make no sense at all. And I was wondering why I've been having these dreams. Like, the one I had last night, I was having a trampolining lesson, which first of all, why was I having a trampolining lesson? I used to take them when I was about 4, and this only lasted for about 5 or 6 months, and then I quit because one day everyone was allowed to go and play outside for a bit, just because it was quite hot, and everyone was like, oh yeah, bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds that are in a bad mood where you've got to let them outside, and everyone else was like, oh yeah, just go outside in your socks, it's fine. And there was me and one other person, and we were like, no, I'm not doing that. What if I tread on a pin or something? Oh my god, dilemma. So we decided to stay in and put our shoes on before we went out. They had Velcro sandals, they were fine, and they didn't wait for me. I had, like, Clark's lace-ups that took me ages. I couldn't really tie my shoelaces very well then. So I was in there for about 10 minutes trying to tie these shoes, and they locked me in. They actually locked me in this gym filled with big looming shadows and trampolines, and I have a very overactive imagination, which was even worse then. So I was like, what if there's a ghost in here? Yeah. So I started crying, like any normal scared child would, and I banged on the windows and I was screaming and nobody even noticed, so I was like, fuck you all, I'm quitting. Only with a 4-year-old's vocabulary. So why I was there in the first place, I don't really know. And then I fell off the trampoline. I was like doing this massive jump, and it was like a tuck jump or something, and I leapt up, I did the tuck, and then I slipped like somehow in the air and fell off the trampoline. But as I was falling, it like went in slow motion, and I slowly got really obese as I fell. So when I fell, I didn't like die or anything, I just kind of bounced on my fat rolls, which was quite fun. And then I kind of rolled out of this gym and then rolled up onto a quad bike. And I've never driven a quad bike. I've been on one, but I've never driven one, so how I knew what I was doing, don't really know. And I drove this for ages until I got to the sea, and then the quad bike kind of disappeared, and it kind of threw me off over the edge of a cliff. So I landed in the sea, and it was the British Channel, I think. Yeah, because David Walliams was there, and we were swimming along quite happily. And then I saw my friend Tasman riding on a walrus, and she was like, "Quick, Jen, we're going to miss Summer in the City." And we got a Summer in the City tickets about a week ago, so we've been quite excited. And you know what it's like, fangirls chatting. It's just like, so we've been overexcited about that. So I can see why that was floating around in my subconscious. And then I was with David Walliams, and he was like, I can turn into a whale and get you there quicker if you ride on my back. And obviously I'm quite lazy, I don't want to swim this whole way. So I was like, yeah, sure, go for it, Mr. Williams. And I thought that was funny, because he's Williams, and now he's a whale. And so I rode on his back, and Tasman rode on a walrus, and then they both dived underwater. And there was this massive gateway at the bottom of a cliff that was probably somewhere near France. And we like went to this doorway, and there was a massive merman that was like, if you've seen Austin Powers, imagine Fat Bastard, but with like a bright ginger mermaid's tail. And he was like, do you know the password? And we said, no. And he said, that's the password! So he let us in. And we went in, and then Tasman sees someone, I think it might have been Liam Dryden, she's got a bit of an obsession with him, and they run off and start eating cheese together, and then she kind of fizzled out of the dream. And then Dan Howell was stood signing stuff, so I kind of wandered over to him. I think it was kind of an old gathering style where everyone was just in a field, and I just kind of went up and I was like, oh hi, and he was like, oh hello. I gave him a hug, and it was fun, and then it was all fine, and I was like, oh, do you mind signing this? And I got like a little piece of paper or something, and then as I looked up to give it to him, I sneezed on his face. Why? Just why? Oh, I really hope that doesn't happen when I meet someone. That would be awkward. And he just kind of looked at me, and then it turned into snowcoplasm, and it was just kind of dripping down his face, and I just get really fat and roll off again. And then my sister came in, and she was like, I've got you some hot chocolate, because she's like a little old lady, and it's quite cute. And so that was my weird dream, so I was kind of intrigued as to why I'm having dreams like this pretty much every night. Is it just that I'm really, really weird, or is there some sort of reason? Am I eating too much cheese too late at night? I don't really know. So I googled it. And that really didn't tell me a lot. It was just pointless. It was a pointless Googling thing. Okay, so I think the best part of this is just, well, I am nutty, and my mum is too. So I googled it, and it was like, try and picture yourself somewhere you want to be before you go to sleep. And I was like, why do that anyway? I don't picture myself riding David Walliams as a whale through the sea, do I? But apparently that works, so well, try it, I guess. I can't really think of anywhere I want to be, though.
Writing a fan fiction on Justin Bieber.
I'm hungry. I think I'll have a Malteser. It's empty. Then, well, I hope you feel slightly better if you have weird dreams. And I would like it if you could tell me some of your really weird ones below, because I want to know that I'm not alone. And I think that we've learned You Who Answers tells you nothing, and David Walliams might secretly be able to transform into a whale. So that's another moral. Don't think about Maltesers, because they will come back to haunt you. They will.